The scenario manager under the what if analysis allows you to save one worksheet and play around on different scenarios. You have here for our demo the different sales for each of the produce and the predicted sales growth of the produce. So we need to provide some formulas, like for example, for the second quarter, that would be equal to the sales of the first quarter multiplied to the predicted sales growth plus the first quarter sales. Click enter and we can just copy the formula by double clicking on this lower right handle, and we can proceed to the computation for our third quarter. That would be the previous sales times the predicted sales growth plus the second quarter sales. Enter, and we can see here, you can just double click that and you can see that it makes use of the relative reference. This is getting the predicted sales growth for Apple, that is C11, and this one is C12, and this is C13. So for the fourth quarter, that's the sales for the third times predicted sales growth plus the previous sales. Hit enter and double click. Now to get the total sales, you can go to home and just simply click auto sum, and there, and we can just copy this. Okay, so given this data, we can now go to data and choose scenario manager. And currently we don't have any scenarios. We can add one. Say for example, this is our current scenario. Okay, but before that, you have to close that first. You have to highlight the predicted sales growth of all the scenarios, and going back, you have what if scenario manager, click add, and you type current, and click OK. Now, as long as you have highlighted this, it reflects the current scenario which you have entered. And say, supposing we don't need to make any changes, just click OK. And we can add some other scenarios. Say, supposing we have best scenario. And click OK. So for best scenario, perhaps management will have some meeting and decided that, say, the best scenario for Mango would be a 5% sales. For Apple, it's going to be a 4% sales. For banana, it is a 6% sales. And say for orange, it's going to be a 4.5 sales. And then you click OK. And for demo purposes, say we will add another one. Another scenario could be our worst scenario. And then click it OK. And we can just come up with our worst scenario, worst case. Let's say 2. This is all 2. Okay. And you click OK. And given these scenarios, we can now play around and show the different performance of the sales as you change the scenario. Say, for example, currently we are at the current scenario. So if I choose best and then show, you can see that the percentage changes as well as the projected sales. And if I choose the worst scenario and click show, there we have the 2% predicted sales growth as well as a change of our sales. If I go back to current scenario and then click show, there you go. So our predicted sales growth and reflected here is the sales for each quarter.